The following episode of Dad vs. Daughter was made possible by a contribution from Devir. Hello and welcome to another episode of Dad vs. Daughter. I'm Tim the Dad.
I'm Megan the Daughter.
And today we are playing Holmes, Sherlock, and Mycroft.
Woohoo.
Now, Megan has an affinity to one of these brothers, and it's not Mycroft.
No.
So whenever we play this, I am always Mycroft. And it doesn't really matter who is who, but just as a personal preference, that's what Megan chooses.
Yep.
So let's get to showing you what the game is about. The game takes place over 7 days. We have an incident that happened in London. There was a bomb that went off in Parliament, and the state is trying to pin it on this one guy. Do you want to explain the backstory there, Megan?
I might as well. So at dawn on the 24th of February, 1895, the sound of thunder woke up London. A big column of smoke foreshadowed the catastrophe. A bomb had exploded in the House of Parliament. The security forces reacted immediately and arrested Michael Chapman, a young worker linked to an anarchist group near the place of the attack. Mycroft Holmes was in charge of investigating the explosion for the Crown prosecution. Mycroft needs to determine if the attack is the action of a lone wolf or part of a bigger plot. It appears to be another easy case from his comfortable easy chair at the Diagnosis Club, which he discovers that the detective hired by Michael's parents to prove the young man's innocence is no less than his brother Sherlock. Michael's family are Surrey farmers and believe that Michael is innocent. The duel between the two most brilliant minds in London begins. The Holmes have to prove if Michael is innocent or guilty. Is Chapman an unfortunate young man that fell in the wrong company or a member of an anarchist cell?
Okay, so this is the Sherlock and the Mycroft card. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason why this is important is this shows who can reserve a card, and we'll talk about that as we go. But the starting player, which I'm assuming will be Megan,
yes,
because she always starts, it seems like, you flip the card to the other person's side. So that's kind of a way of balancing things out. So since Megan's going to go first and she's going to be Sherlock, I will be Mycroft.
Yep.
So it will be face up on him. Now, part of the game is set collection. Actually, that's the biggest part. So we are going to have clue cards down here, and we'll kind of talk about the way that those score as we play the game. But let's introduce our cast of characters, because this game at heart is a worker placement, and we are basically going around London and we are visiting these individuals in order to gain information or clues or whatever.
You're using the Homeless Network.
Yes. So, first off, we have Dr. John Watson.
Yep. So his ability is advice. So you use one investigation marker, which is our little magnifying glass token. So that's basically your money. So you use one of those to obtain one clue from the line down below.
Okay. And he's one of our permanent characters, so he goes in this first spot here on the board.
And it has his name on there, just in case you don't know where he goes.
Next up, we have Mrs. Hudson.
Not your landlady. So her ability is rest. You give 3 investigation markers from the reserve.
Yep. And she goes right next to Dr. Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Inspector Lestrade, or as we like to call him, Greg.
But that's really not his name, because in the BBC Sherlock show, they combined his character and Inspector Gregson into one. So that is why in the BBC show, his name is just Greg Lestrade. So. Just putting that out there. In this one, it is 2 different characters. So his ability is raid, because he always does drug busts. Use 3 investigation markers to obtain 2 clues from the line.
Okay. So he's our last permanent location up there. Now we have a set of individual characters who are going to appear on each day. Mm-hmm. Now on day 1, you'll see we have 2 day 1 spots. So to start off, we're going to have 5 locations basically we can go to. We can go to these 3 and then those 2. And then at the end of each round, or the start of the next round, we will flip over another character card and put them in the appropriate day. Mm-hmm. So let's meet that cast of characters. Yep. First, we have the beautiful Irene Adler.
Mm-hmm. So her ability is theft, which works out really well for her. So you use the number of the day of the week to pay as many investigation markers and you gain one visible clue from the play area of your opponent's tableau to add to your pile of hidden clues.
So,
and you cannot take any cards that they have hidden.
Or reserved.
Yes.
Yeah, so she steals. So if she came out on day 2, you would pay 2 investigation tokens in order to steal from the other player. Now, as the game goes on, say we're in day 5, then if you go to her, you're going to have to pay 5 investigation tokens.
Yep. So you kind of want her to pop up early.
All right, so next we have Inspector Gregson.
So his is break-in. You can obtain from 1 to 3 clues from the visible line using 2 investigation markers for each. So one clue would be 2, and then 4 and 6, and so on and so forth.
Okay. And then we have Wiggins, not Higgins from Magnum PI, but Wiggins.
Wiggins. He is the Underworld Network, so he's part of the Homeless Network, in my opinion. You get 5 investigation markers from visiting him, so he's pretty good to come up.
Yep. Now we have Langdale Pike. He looks like he visits pubs.
Well, he's a journalist, so he's got to get that gossip somehow. So his ability is Rumors. You can take from 1 to 3 clues directly from the deck using 1 investigation marker for each, and then you can only keep one of those clues that you've drawn, and then you put the rest in the discard pile.
Okay. Then we have Toby.
Who I still want to call Redbeard, but that's explained in another episode that we'll get to later on. So Toby is tracking. You get as many investigation markers from the reserve as type of clues you have that very moment. Map fragments are a type, and a non-assigned wild card does not qualify.
Now we have Shinwell Porky Johnson.
So he's an ex-convict who's also like a bodyguard, but he keeps that hidden. So his ability is Intimidation. You discard 1 to 3 cards from the visible line.
And the visible line is this line right here.
Those clues right there. Yep. Next, we have Billy the Bellboy, who takes place of Watson's position, basically, once he gets married off to Mary and runs off and does all that. So his ability is Errand. You can discard 1 clue from your play area, though not a wild card fragment, and take as many investigation markers as the value of the card, minus the day of the investigation you're in. So that's really good if you have, like, a clue that's 9 or 8, and you're in day 2, because then you'll get 7 clue markers.
Yeah.
So that's a very good card to have if he comes up early.
Now we have Victor Crumb. Von Crom.
We do call him Crumb. So
he's wearing a red cape.
I mean, it is the colors of Belgravia.
Yeah.
Well, not Belgravia.
But he also has a green jacket underneath because they played against the Irish.
Yep. But he's the king of, I say Belgravia because that's the episode name, but it's actually Bohemia in the books. So his is State Secrets. The active player can take 1 clue from the visible area. Then your rival can use 1 investigation marker to obtain 1 clue directly from the deck, keeping it hidden from the other play area.
And lastly, we have Violet Hunter.
Yep, she is a teacher at the Elite Girls School, and her ability is correct. You can exchange 1 clue from your play area with the visible play area.
So yeah, 1 that you've got in yours for
Yep.
1 of the 4 down there. Okay, now this would not be a Sherlock Holmes game without some villains. So let's talk about the lesser villain first.
Yeah.
He is Sebastian Moran.
So he is an ex-army military person turned killer. So he was actually John Watson's friend in the army. So that's something to add some more tension and backstory if y'all know that. So when his card comes up, the starting player must lay down 1 of their standing action markers. During this turn, they will only have 2 actions and naturally will not be able to use the character under the laying down marker. So that comes into play when we have our little meeples on the cards.
Yeah. Basically, we're going to be limited to only 2 moves that turn. And then lastly, we have Professor James Moriarty.
Did you miss me?
Did you miss me?
Did you miss me? So his ability is both players starting with the initial player, so whoever starts first, discard 1 visible clue from your tableau and return it 2 investigation markers to the reserve. The process must be repeated 1 more time, but in reverse order. So then, since I'm starting, I would go first, then you, and then you would go first, and then I would go.
So Megan can choose to either get rid of 1 of the cards in her tableau or get rid of 2 investigation tokens. And then I get basically back-to-back turns where I can either get rid of 4,
Yes.
2 per each turn, or
2 cards.
Or 2 cards.
And if you do not have enough clues or investigation markers, depending whenever he comes up in the game, that player has to give all that you hold, so all of your little clue tokens.
Now, the thing to note about the villains, obviously there are bad things that happen when those guys come out. They do not stay on the board. You resolve their effects, and then they are discarded, and then you draw the character like you would on any other day of the week. So the way we start this is we keep these guys out. We shuffle up all the rest of these guys, and we place them in our draw pile here, and then we flip over the first 2 days of the week. So you don't want the bad guys coming out on the first day.
That's not very good.
Then what we'll do is we will shuffle those bad guys into the deck, and then we'll play as normal. So let's get the shuffling, and we'll get to playing. Okay, so we have already pulled our first 2 guys out, our first 2 characters, and we have Von Krom and we have Toby, and then we shuffled the 2 villains into our deck. So we're all ready to go. Megan, you are the first player.
Yes, I am.
So you get to go.
Gonna go there to Greg or Lestrade in this one.
And remember, you lay them down
Yes.
whenever you visit them.
So I'm gonna pay 3 tokens, and I'm going to take 2 clues. So I'm just going to take those 2 9s and then refresh.
And whenever you take cards, you don't refresh until you're done with the turn. So then you put those in a tableau in front of you. All right, so I think I will go to Mrs. Hudson, and I will take 3 investigation tokens.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over to John and pay 1, and I'm gonna take the bullet.
You're gonna bite the bullet?
Bite the bullet. That might hurt my teeth. I don't know if I want to do that.
Now I will point out with the clue cards here, the number you see at the top, that's how many of that card there are in the deck. And the way our scoring is going to work is whoever has the majority is going to get the points based on what that clue is. So in Megan's case, she has 2 9s. If she ends up with the majority, she's going to score 9 points minus any 9s that I may have. So say if I had 2 9s and Megan had 5 9s, then that's going to be worth 7 points. It's going to be 9 minus the 2 cards I have. So scoring is really pretty easy. You can also go to locations that other players have gone to as well. So
that's a good thing.
So in this case, I will go to Lestrade. I will pay 3 tokens, and I will take, you know what, I'm going to take this 9, because I'm just going to mess with you there, and then I'm going to take this 8.
Okay. Let's see. Now I'm going to go to Chrome, and I'm going to take the seal. So if you want to, you can pay 1 token and get 1 from the deck.
I am. I'm going to take that or do that action. So I get to draw this, and I get to keep it secret. I'll show you guys what it is.
I'm not looking.
But I get to keep that down here. And then the cards that you have in secret will be revealed at the end of the game.
Yep.
All right, so you've done your 3. Now back to me.
Yep.
And you cannot go where you already have a figure, one of your meeples at. So I could not go to Mrs. Hudson, or I could not go to Lestrade. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Dr. Watson, and I'll pay the 1, and I'm going to take that 9. So now we're going to be tied. So that's the end of the round. What we do is, not counting the starting 3, we look at any of the other characters and see if we both have a meeple on them. If we do, that player or that card is exhausted, so we flip it upside down, or not upside down, we flip it over to show that it's exhausted. Now at the start of the next turn, we would flip that back to show that it is available again. So since we don't have any cards that meet that criteria, we stand our meeples up so that we don't get confused with the ones that are lying down that we've taken this turn. And now, Megan, we got to flip a new guy, our new character. It is Moriarty. So Megan, since you are the starting player, you have to either get rid of a card or get rid of 2 tokens, which you only have 1.
Yep, so I'm just going to get rid of that one because I know there's going to be more coming up, so no biggie there.
Okay.
So your turn now.
You know what? I'm going to discard that 9 as well. And I'm also going to then discard 2 tokens.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and discard my other 9. or my fingerprint.
Okay.
Because there's going to be a lot of those. That's the most common one to pop up.
So now Moriarty is out of the game, and we will draw another person, and we get Porky.
Cool. So I'm first, and I'm going to go over here to Mrs. Hudson and get 3 tokens. Oop, yeah, lay down. Thank you.
So a little bit of strategy is you want to make sure that, say, if I was here and I wanted to go back to Mrs. Hudson, I would want to make sure that I move this person off, or this meeple off, so that I could move another meeple over there. I think what I will do is, I don't want to go there. You've got tokens.
But do I want to spend it?
Well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to Toby.
That's a good one.
And since I have 2 different clues, I'm going to get 2 clue tokens.
Yep. I'm going to go... Oop, not there. Not there. I want to go there. The Lestrade. So I'm going to pay my 3. And I'm going to take... Let's see. Let's take the wood...
Actually,
It's
that's
a
a bomb
tag.
to explosive.
Oh, okay. So the bomb.
Yeah.
Nope, you weren't supposed to flip that over yet, but
Oh.
it's okay. I don't want that one anyway.
I
want the
forgot,
button.
yes. Need to wait. Now I can flip
There
it
you
over.
can, then get the other one.
Okay, ooh, okay. So this is a map fragment. And one of the things with this is the points that are awarded for this at the end of the game are shown at the bottom here. So if you only have one of these, you're going to lose a point. So you want to make sure that you have more. If you have 2 of them, you're going to get a point. 3, you'll get 3 points. 4, you'll get 6 points. And if you have all 5, you're going to get 10 points. So that's a really good card to have. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to go over to Lestrade, and I will pay my 3. And I'm going to grab that map fragment.
Of course you are.
And I think I will also grab, I'm going to grab one of these 8s.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, you don't have any tokens, do you?
nope.
Then I'm gonna go there,
It's,
and then you can't get that one.
it is
You
public knowledge how many tokens you have.
Yep. I'm just making sure.
That was a really good play. I'm not
Yep.
going to lie.
Okay.
So I have 1 person left.
Yep.
Wow. I'm going to go to Von Krom as well, and I'm going to take this 7.
Okay.
Now, you can take the top card
Mm-hmm.
and keep it in secret and pay a token if you like.
Why not?
I don't blame you. Okay. So now at the end of the round, we look. We do have a player here that, or a character that has both of us on there. So this is going to get flipped over.
And I'll just sit on top, and
So
Day
day
three.
3,
Wigan or Pike. Sorry, not Wiggins.
Langdale Pike.
Yep. Let's see.
Yeah, Wiggins, when he comes up, he always gets exhausted. Everybody
Yeah.
goes to him and get 5
Why wouldn't you?
5
Honestly?
tokens.
I'm actually gonna go here to Toby. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Almost as good as Wiggins. Actually, it is as good as Wiggins.
Wiggins gives you 5. Toby will give me 5.
Yep. So I'm going to go to Mrs. Hudson, and I will take 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go over here to Pike. I'm gonna pay 2, and I'm gonna get 2 and see which one I want. Keep that one and get rid of the button.
You know what? I'm going to go there as well.
Okay.
I'm only going to pay 1.
So you get 1 card.
Yeah.
And you keep it?
Yeah, I'm going to pay 1. So I'll just take
freebie.
it. All right.
Let's see. I'm gonna go over here to John. Pay 1. I'm gonna take the cigarette bud.
I get the butt.
Butt.
Cigarette butt.
What's a butt?
All right, I've got 1 guy left.
So if it's a butt, did I touch the butt?
You touch the
I
butt.
touched the butt.
Don't touch the butt.
Nemo did it.
I'm going to go to Toby, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
I'll get 4 tokens.
There you go. And
Alright.
Toby's exhausted now.
So,
We wore the doggy out.
well, so is Langdale Pike. So this guy, Victor Crumb, is going to pop back over, and Toby gets exhausted, and Langdale gets exhausted.
Yep. And day 4.
We stand everybody up here.
Who's coming up for day 4?
Day 4, we have Wiggins.
Woohoo! And I'm first, so why not? Just get those 5 right now. 2, 3, 4, 5. You gonna go to Wiggins?
Well,
You have a good amount of tokens.
I do.
You might want to save him for later.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Lestrade.
Okay.
I'm going to pay 3. And I will take... I'm going to take this 4 and the 6. So
Okay.
the bullet and the explosive.
Ooh, map fragments.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, because I'm going to go to Lestrade now. So I will take that, and I will take a bullet as well.
Well, I think I will stock up and I'll go to Wiggins.
Might as well.
So I get 5.
Yep. Gonna go to Crumb. No,
Crumb.
Crumb. You've got me saying Crumb now, is the thing.
I can't do it like Ron Weasley
Crumb.
did it. Victor Crumb, he's amazing.
He doesn't say that.
Well,
There's no one like Crumb.
Crumb.
That's how you say it,
But I like
Crumb.
how the twins get involved in there. They start
Crumb.
egging him on.
Victor, I love you. Victor, I do.
Um,
It's only my heart beats for you.
okay, Harry Potter girl. I'm gonna go to Watson. I'm
We're
gonna
just crossing the fandoms.
pay 1, and I'm gonna take this wild card. Now, the thing with the wild cards is, I can apply this to any set I want, but
You don't have to assign it till the end.
you don't have to assign it right away. Now, you can only have 1 wild card in each of the sets. So, and they're worth negative points if you cannot assign them at the end, but I don't think I'm going to have that problem.
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can just leave it out here until the end of the game and figure out where it is you want to assign it.
And I'm gonna pay. You didn't go there. I thought you went
No,
to Crumb.
I went there, so
I
that's
was
it.
talking to Crumb because
No.
you didn't. Did you want to do that?
Do what?
Did you take the one? Was that the one you got?
I took this.
Okay.
So that's it.
That's what I want to make sure.
That's in the round. Wiggins, he's tired,
Yep.
but flip that up.
Yep.
Toby's back up.
So it's Langdale.
So everybody stands up.
Day
And
5.
day 5 is
Billy.
Billy. Oh, Billy.
What?
Those of you that are familiar with a certain 1980s golf movie will know that reference.
Is that Billy Madison? I'm assuming.
No, that was
Oh.
not. Billy Madison was in the
But
90s.
you said Billy and golf, so that was the only thing I thought of.
Well,
Maybe
but that's a
Caddyshack.
different Adam Sandler movie. That's Happy Gilmore. That You're thinking
Okay.
is the golf.
Well,
Billy. It's Caddyshack.
that was my second guess. But you said Billy and golf. That was the first thing that came to mind.
You know,
I know.
I
was
should
gonna
have.
mention
I
that.
should have reserved
I
that
mean,
clue.
You still can.
I know. Well, if it comes up. And to be honest, we don't really reserve a lot of cards that
No.
much.
It's not really an issue for us.
Not because we forget a lot, but in this case, I clearly forgot. I should have taken that.
Yeah.
And then when you reserve a card, it actually goes sideways like this. And then whenever you take an action that allows you to take a card from the active ones, then you can basically put that one in play instead.
I'm gonna go to Langdale. I'm gonna pay 2. And I'm gonna keep that one and get rid of that one. So I got rid of the cigarette butt, not the bud.
You know, I kind of like that.
Do you?
Yeah, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to go there as well. I'm going to pay 1, and I'll just take the top.
Yep.
So I have
Why not?
3. And you can only have 1 reserved at a time, but that's not an issue for us at the moment.
I'm gonna go to Toby, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Wiggins is exhausted. He's tired. 2, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Stuck up on Rose coming up. Because if Irene coming up, she's going to cost a little bit of money.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping she comes up.
You know, I could get 6 as well.
Do you want to? And then wear out the puppy?
Wear the dog out. Let's see. No, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to Lestrade.
Pay 3.
I'm going to pay the 3.
Get 2.
And I'm going to take the 5 and the
6. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that as well. So there's 3. I'm going to take that 5. And I'm going to take 4.
Wow, we got a lot
Lots
of
of
8s.
those. And
Yeah.
you got one more left. Do you want to go to Toby? Because you'd get a lot.
I know.
You have all of them up there, don't you?
I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to reserve this one.
You're going to use it?
I'm going to reserve it.
So we're going to flip it over, so now I can reserve a card.
But on your turn.
Yes.
So it's still my turn.
Well, yes.
So I think I will go over here to Dr. Watson. I will pay 1, and I will take that one
Stamp.
as well.
Okay. So Mr. Pike, he's tired. He gets flipped over, but Wiggins is well rested now. And day 6.
Day 6, we have Gregson.
Nice. So I'm first. And I'm gonna go over here to Wiggins and get some clue tokens.
Don't blame you.
Oop, lay him down. There you go.
Yeah. Now I think I should go to Toby, and I'm
There
going to
you
get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Because
I don't get
wilds
to count
don't
my
count.
odd one. So 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Alrighty. And I'm gonna pop up here to Lestrade, pay 3, and I'm gonna take the 8 and the 9. Will be mine.
There's another 9 and another 8.
Those are the most common. There's a lot of them.
That is true.
So you don't really need to stock up on them a lot. Just make sure you're beating your opponent.
Wow. I don't see anything there that I really, really like. So I think I would just, well, shoot. Do I want to do that? Wish we had more variety. So I think I will go, what the heck, I'm going to go Lestrade.
You could go to Porky and
Oh yeah,
get some
you
of
know
the
what?
cards.
You know what?
If you want to do that, I'll
but
let
that would
you.
that would help you,
How would it help me?
because then you're going to get next shot,
Well,
and you could reserve
so
card
do you
as
want to
well.
do that last then? Your last turn? I mean, then you're setting it up for me, but then you'd still... I mean, there's not really a good time for you to do that. Because you'd helping me out either way.
Actually, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay, do it.
I will go Lestrade.
Pay 3.
I'm going to pay my 3. I'm going to get the card that I had in reserve out.
Yep.
And then I think I will take the 9.
Okay. Alright. And... Oop, upside down. I'm going to go to John. Pay 1. I'm going to take that 8.
Okay. You know, I'm going to go, and I'm going to go to Watson. I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to take that.
Button.
Yeah, I'll take the 7.
Okay. So no one is exhausted today. They're all doing good. Langdale's coming back up. And day 7, last one.
Day 7. Uh-oh,
Moran.
it is Moran. So we both have to pick one that we're going to lay down. So Megan, as a starting player, you get to pick first. And that really comes into play with
Who could
who
come
you
up?
don't want to. I mean,
Yeah.
because you won't be able to use Watson
That's fine.
this turn.
He's only one for
I
one.
think I'm gonna lay mine down at Toby.
Okay, so our day 7 is Violet, so,
So
it's Irene.
Irene did not come up. So that's another nice thing about the game is not all the characters are going to come up.
I wanted Irene to come up.
What would be nice if they have an
hoping she would.
expansion and they have more characters that come up.
You could.
So then you would really get a lot of variety.
Mm-hmm.
So just throwing that out there.
Yes, you could do that.
Okay, Megan. So we're only going to have 2 guys to move this turn.
Yeah.
You're up.
That's kind of... I'm going to pay 2. Oh, actually, I should go here first since I'm paying the 2. For Pike, I'm going to take those 2. Not really what I was wanting, but I mean, it helps me a little. So, I'll do that.
Okay.
Oh no, we keep it hidden.
Oops.
You didn't see that. Nope, nope. Nope.
Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Oh, man.
That was not the card you were looking for.
That was not the card I was looking for.
No, because you didn't look at it.
You know what? I'm going to go here.
Oh. You sure?
Yeah.
1 to 3?
We're just going to get rid of these 2.
Okay.
I was hoping for better options.
Well, that doesn't always happen though, does it? I'm going to go to Gregson and... I'm just going to pay the 2 for 1. I'm going to take a button.
Well, you've got 2 left, right?
2 tokens? Yeah.
I have 6. So...
You could get 3 cards.
Yeah, I could. I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I'm going to go to Gregson. I'm going to pay my 6.
What are you taking? You get 3.
Well, I'm going to take the 8.
I'm making sure.
The
I take
4.
Why am I refreshing? We're done.
And...
What do you want to have me beat that one? Okay.
So...
That will be it.
That's it. So we're going to tally the score up. We'll award the trophy. And then we will explain the scoring after the trophy
We
presentation.
have our hidden cards, though, we should lay down.
Or should we? Do you want to show them beforehand? Or you want to show them after the trophy? Let's show them after the trophy.
Okay.
Let's make them wait.
All right.
Okay, so final tally was Dad 11, Megan 3.
Yeah.
Now, in all the games that we've played, and we've played quite a few, we've actually been tied.
Yeah.
We pretty much kind of go back and forth. We've never had one that's kind of been this
Different.
yeah, that's different. It's usually been pretty close. In the last game that Megan won, she won because she had the tiebreaker, which is the number of clue tokens that you still have left.
And I had 2.
So, yeah, and I had none, so if we would have
That would
tied.
have mattered, yeah.
So, quickly, we'll talk about how we score. Basically, what we do is we figure out who has the majority in the sets. So, in Megan's case, she has 2 3s and I have 1 3. So she's going to score 3 points minus each one of the 3 cards that I have, which is 1. So she's going to score 2 points there. Then we look at the rest. I had 2 4s. Megan had 2 4s. I had 2 5s. Megan had 2 5s. I had 3 6s because I had a hidden one. Megan had 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4.
Yeah.
So there's my 4 points. 7s we tie because we each used a wild one and we cancel each other out. And then basically the tiebreaker or the winning thing for me was I had 3 8s, Megan had 2, so it's 8 minus 2 is 6. So, and then we each both had 2 clue map fragments for 1 point apiece. So there is my 11 and there is Megan's 3.
Yeah.
So now let's get to what we think. All right, Sherlock, I'm going to let you go first.
I like this game a lot. I think it's really cool. It goes, with everything I like about Sherlock. It tells the story really well. I like how each of the characters, like how their abilities are titled to fit that specific character and how it ties in with the story. I like the set collecting ideas because that goes along with how I like Thebes a lot. I really like that with how you can collect them. The scoring aspect, I'm kind of like, because the way you cancel out, I get how that works at the same time, but then you're also like, I don't want to stock up on a lot of cards if I know, obviously, you're not going to go for that set or something. So like, that is where the strategy comes in with how you kind of want your points at the end of it.
Well, that's where the hidden cards really play it.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Now, one of the mistakes that we did make is whenever you take a card off the top of the deck and you put it in your hidden pile, if that card is a wild card, then you have to turn it over and play it immediately. Megan had 2 of those. She forgot about it. She no big deal. And honestly, it would not have had any effect on the game.
Yeah.
Because
that was just my mistake.
Because I had 2 wild cards at the end as well, so we would have just assigned them the same way we did.
Yeah.
If we had more wild cards, which I think there's only 5 wild cards total.
Yep.
Yeah, there's only 5. That could have come into play, but it didn't. So we're not worried about that. As for me, I really like this game too. I like the worker placement style. We like worker placement games. I like the set collection. I think it's really cool. I like the fact that you only have 3 meeples, and the fact that you can't go to where you already have a meeple at, I think is a really cool aspect. And the gameplay is super fast, as you saw. The other nice thing, like I said, is not all the cards are going to come out. So we were both, I think, kind of planning to. We were hoping Irene was going to come out so we could steal
map fragments.
We were going to steal map fragments. Yeah. Definitely.
But she didn't.
But she didn't this game. She has in other games. And what was funny is on one turn I stole a map fragment and Megan turned right around and stole it right back. So
and we just kind of kept playing that back and forth the rest of the game.
So that can happen. The artwork on the cards I find really cool. And you noticed something else about the artwork.
Yeah, I don't know if it was intentional or not, if the designers noticed this or not. I liked it with Irene, because this does look like Baker Street, especially with the BBC Sherlock version of Baker Street, because you have the red awning, which I noticed was like Speedy's Cafe, which is right next door to 221B, but in actuality, the actual placement of 221B isn't next to Speedy's. It's like a straight over and a couple blocks down the road. But the actual 221B does have a green awning, so I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if that was intentional or not on the designer's half, but I thought that was cool. I kind of fangirled over that, even though that probably wasn't intentional. And if it was, cool. Glad you noticed that.
And from some of the books that you've read, too, you knew what some of these characters were, like Von Cram, or Von Crom.
I did know that.
What else did you notice? You knew about Gregson?
The Greg, yeah. Toby. I knew about Toby.
Yeah.
But I also know about Redbeard, because that was the name of Sherlock's dog in the show. But Toby is going to be in season 4. If you guys followed us on Facebook, I did make a post about that, how I was excited Toby was coming in, and the controversy with that a little, with how I kept calling him in a future game we'll play, I kept calling him Redbeard, even though it is Toby. But in that one, Toby was a pug, not a beagle. Yeah. But he is a beagle in the books.
So let's talk a little bit about the components. This card stock is really good. Looks like it's got the linen finish on it. Looks really nice. It's a simple design, but it's very nice. It works really well. The fact that they didn't use all the same color and just have different numbers on them.
Yeah, colored.
That's nice. The meeples are basically your standard wooden meeples, so those are good. The clue tokens are nice, thick cardboard, which we talked about in our unboxing video, if you watch that. And there's one final aspect of the game, especially that you really like.
Yes.
Do you want to show them what that is?
I'm just going to wreck the board here.
Yeah, wreck the board. That's the playing board, the Diary of Dr. Watson.
That is super cool. I love that.
The Adventure of the Holmes Brothers. Yeah,
that's super cool. And then, you have your journal, and it's all, the lined, and then you have, your little bounds and all, and it's, damaged a little too, which is really cool. That little attention to detail, and I really like that.
That was really cool.
Because we opened the box and I was like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah, and I thought it was the rule book.
Yeah, I was like, it's kind of a thick rule book. Then I was like, oh, it's the board.
No, really good. Highly recommend this game, even if you're not a fan of the Sherlock Holmes books or TV series.
It's a good two-player game.
It is a very good two-player game, and there is a lot of strategy here. Like I said, You don't want to load up too many on one card because of the very first game we ever played. I had like 6 of the 9s. I just kept loading up on
And
those.
I was like, what's the point? You have me one on that. Like,
Yeah.
You already had a majority by the time you had like 5 of them. I was like, well, you won, so I'm not going to go for that.
So I did learn that lesson. I did diversify. Actually, we both did fairly well. Like I said,
we don't. It depends. This one was pretty good.
I think the hidden cards, I think that's where the real gem is.
Yeah.
Because you don't know, like you didn't know that I had that other map fragment. I kept waiting for another one to come up. You had one. So, there's a lot of really cool strategy things that you can do here. So 2 thumbs up for me on this game. I really enjoy it.
2 thumbs up for me. Thumbs up if you like it.
Go out and get it, especially if you are looking for that good 2-player game, especially one that's quick.
Yes.
So.
And Sherlock themed.
Yes. So that'll wrap it up for this time, and we will catch you guys later.
Bye. Like and follow us on Facebook to stay current on our show schedule, sneak peeks at future shows, and to interact with us.